I am the Rocketeer Lady, MK.
Correct.
When I was in college, I was mentored by one of the most beloved professors in my department, Dr. K. Dr. K, for some reason, took me under his wing when I was just a freshman in his Intro to Aerospace class. I will never understand what he saw in me to take me under his wing, but I'll be forever grateful for it, because I honestly don't think I would be where I am today without his mentorship. He encouraged me and guided me throughout my undergrad and graduate degrees at Mississippi State. One of the specific mentoring moments that he had with me was I was a senior in aerospace undergrad, and I was up for my dream job at the Jet Propulsion Lab, JPL, in Pasadena, California. Unfortunately, funding fell through, and I got that devastating email where they couldn't take me on. I was so distraught, and I didn't know what to do. I was crying in Dr. Koenig's office, and I was not sure where to go from there. I remember him advising me and mentoring me, saying, "Mary Kate, why aren't you going to grad school? Why aren't you getting a master's? I think that your career really will need a master's." And I personally didn't want to go to grad school. I hated the idea of it. I was so burnt out from undergrad that continuing my education, that just immediately gave me anxiety and stress. But Dr. Koenig really impressed on me the importance of doing it, and he ended up helping me proofread my application to grad school. He even found me a graduate assistantship to help me pay for grad school. I sit here now and realize that that was a pivotal moment in my life. I do not think I would have had the opportunities or the growth as an engineer if I had not pursued my master's degree. Thankfully, Dr. Koenig was there to help guide me throughout that time. I am so grateful for him and his mentorship throughout my schooling, because it really did help define who I am. Another amazing mentor I had was this amazing woman at NASA Johnson Space Center named Jennifer Price. I only by chance got to work with this woman. So we're gonna go into a little side story on how that chance occurred. The circumstances by which we got to work together are quite interesting. Let me tell you about it. So I'm gonna set the scene. It was a Friday. I had just certified as a flight controller at NASA Johnson. I was going downtown to meet up with some friends to celebrate. I parked my car. I was walking across the crosswalk, got hit by a car. I was rushed to a trauma hospital, had to have brain surgery. Due to the type of surgery I had to have, the Aerospace Medical Board decided to restrict my console flight controller duties for 12 months. TLDR, I got this huge opportunity promotion at work, and just hours later was ripped away from me by some idiot in a car. I honestly didn't know what to do. I thought I was honestly maybe gonna get fired, because I couldn't even be a flight controller for a whole year. And that's where Jennifer Price steps in. One day, Jennifer Price approached me and said she needed an engineer to help her on a project for the Commercial Crew Program. In working with her, I got to experience something that was incredibly unique, incredibly challenging, something that I've cherished and I've used in my career since. She was somebody I worked alongside with every day, and someone who I truly looked up to. One of the greatest things that Jennifer ever taught me was turning lemons into lemonade. It was one of those very valuable life lessons that not everything goes right, but it's taking those hard times and challenges that life throws you and making something sweet from it. Jennifer became somebody who I truly respected and wanted to get her feedback on anything in my career. And I ended up having a company approach me with a really awesome opportunity. However, what it involved would be leaving NASA. It also involved me leaving our project when it wasn't completed yet. I felt very guilty at even the idea of leaving NASA and leaving Jennifer. So I approached Jennifer and asked her for her guidance. I wanted to see what she genuinely, honestly thought, and I knew she would give me her honest opinion. She told me about her career path and how going outside of NASA and the experiences that she had really helped define her career and helped teach her things that made her an even better engineer. She really showed me how important it is to communicate transparently. She could have tried to keep me at NASA. Because honestly, that if she had said, I don't think this is a good idea, I would have said, okay, well, I guess not, and I'm not gonna do it. She listened, she wanted to understand the opportunity, and then she told me her experience, and she gave her very honest and frank, transparent opinion, which is what true mentorship is. I've kept in contact with Jennifer over the years. She was my reference for this job that I have now. She has provided so much more than I think she even knows to me in my career. I've been very lucky in some of the mentorships that I've had. In undergrad and grad school, I had Dr. K, who took me under his wing. At NASA, I had Jennifer Price, who not only saved my life, she saved my career. But you might not be as lucky as me, so check out that technical paper that you were reading and you found really interesting. Email that author. What about if you have a coworker or a manager or somebody you admire, whether it be in a professional setting or academic setting, and you love their research? Email them. Reach out to them. A wonderful example of shooting your shot is with my interview with Paramita Mitra on the Delta V podcast, which you can check out right here. Also, the link will probably be down in the description. In my interview with Paramita, she talks about how she admired someone's work, reached out, just emailed somebody about it, and it led to her career. So, shoot your shot. Email that person. All they can do is not respond or say no. So tell me about your mentors down in the comments below. And if you don't have a mentor yet, tell us some of your struggles that you've had in trying to find a mentor and reaching out to mentorship. And then maybe we can talk about that in a video later on and address some of those questions or concerns or problems that you've been having. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit that likes button and please subscribe for more videos like this one. And also, don't forget about our Patreon. Join us at the Hype Team. Thanks so much. We'll blast off next time.
Fucking finger guns again.
I don't know. I can't. It just happins, Bobby. It just happens.